What's up, everybody? It's that time in the season again where we go over our favorite loadouts of the season. We are starting week 3 of season 5 of Cold War today, so I figure it's a perfect time. We've had some recent weapon balances, and we're about 2 weeks in. We're halfway until the mid-season update, and this is about usually when I do my video for loadouts. You'll see it's a little bit different this time. I'm not just ranking top loadouts in order. I actually did some categories this time based off of skill level or what weapons you want to run, but you'll see when we get into it. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and we're starting off with our usual comeback class with the Growl with Monolith Suppressor, Archangel Barrel, Commando foregrip, 60 round mag, and fully loaded. It's best comeback AR because it's Modern Warfare, so you get the fully loaded, and it's got the really clean iron sights on the Archangel Barrel. We have that paired with the Psychov, same Psychov build as the last few videos I did like this: Monolith Suppressor, Auto Barrel, Tac Laser, 80 round drum, and fully loaded perk. You're going to always see Modern Warfare guns in my comeback loadout because of that fully loaded perk. Maybe that'll change with Vanguard guns if they have the same perk, but we'll see. Perks are kind of wide open right now. Obviously for this comeback, you're going to be using Ghost, Tempered, High Alert, Restock, whatever you choose. And then the perks are kind of wide open. I'll have my perk video linked down below if you want to check out more what I think of the perks and what perks you should be using. And then whatever lethal and tactical you're comfortable with. Then we have the aggressive sniper class, which I stick with Old Reliable. I know much people love the Swiss, but I just can't get off of the car when I want to aggressively snipe. We got Monolith Suppressor, Singard, Custom 27.6-inch barrel, Tac Laser, Sniper Scope, and Precision Comb. You can switch to the Sport Comb for ADS, but I love the stability of the Precision Comb. Then I pair that with an SMG because this is aggressive sniping. We're even sniping in the mid-range as well as the long range. And the SMG or secondary is really only going to handle the short mid-range and the short range. And the Bullfrog's been my favorite SMG for that. We have the GRU Suppressor, the Task Force Barrel, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the Skeletal Stock, and the 65 round mag. We have the barrel and the suppressor to focus on bullet velocity and damage range, as well as recoil control on the barrel. We have the Tiger Team Spotlight for movement. We have the 65 round mag. It comes with a 50 mag, so if you want, you could switch out the 65 round mag for a bruiser grip if 50 is enough ammo for you, or for the airborne or the GRU elastic wrap for the ADS. And then we finish off with the skeletal stock for more movement and sprint to fire time. And same perks, lethal, tactical. And then we move on to our passive sniping class. We have the ZRG, the highest bullet velocity in the game for snipers, as well as a faster ADS and better movement than the HDR. We go Wrap Suppressor, Combat Recon, 5 milliwatt laser, bruiser grip, and we go with the 5 round mag because this only has a 3 round stock mag. But if you don't mind that, you could go with one of the grips for ADS speed. The bruiser grip here helps with the movement speed as well as aiming stability, and the 5 milliwatt laser is our tac laser now with aim down sight time and aiming stability. With these two attachments for aiming stability, you shouldn't really have much of a problem. You really won't even need to hold your breath because the gun's so stable. Because this is our long range and our passive class, we're not going to be pushing up on people as much, and we're going to need a secondary that handles the mid range since the ZRG is slower, as well as can be used in the short range. And for that, we're using the Cold War AK. It's still probably the best AR sniper support, especially in a more passive class. We're going to be using it more at range as well as up close. This isn't the only option. You'll see on my hybrid sniper class the other option, and I think they're kind of interchangeable. So you have GRU Suppressor, Spetsnaz RPK Barrel, Microflex LED, 45 round mag, and Spetsnaz Grip. Some people like to get rid of the GRU Suppressor on this and go with the regular suppressor because it helps your ADS, but it does hurt your effective damage range, so that trade-off's kind of up to you, as well as it helps your sprint to fire time. Both keep you off the mini-map, so it's really kind of your choice. I know some people will keep the GRU Suppressor on, and they will drop the barrel in exchange for either one of these two stocks, depending on preference, or they'll go with the GRU elastic wrap instead of the barrel because it is kind of an SMG build, so we're not necessarily needing the best damage range and bullet velocity. So these two are kind of interchangeable. If you want to keep the barrel, you can go suppressor, and like I said, if you want to drop the barrel for another attachment, keep the GRU Suppressor. And then perks, lethal, and tactical are kind of up to you. Then we go hybrid sniper. If you prefer the Tundra does fit well in this class, but the SPR actually does have better bullet velocity than the Tundra, so I like to stick with the SPR, and it's the classic SPR build, the monolithic suppressor, SPR 26-inch barrel, tac laser, the Solo Zero SPR 28mm is the sniper scope, and then the Norma 5-round mag. For the 5 rounds, plus it helps with both bullet velocity and damage range. And then we go with the XM4 build. Here I have the agency suppressor, the task force barrel, the field agent grip, the 45-round mag, and the Raider pad. I like the iron sights more than I like the AK iron sights. I don't think the gun gets in the way as much, but if you don't, you can switch out the Raider pad for the Microflex LED. This gun also doesn't have as much recoil as the AK, so since you're using it up close to, you could drop the field agent grip if you want. If you're dropping either of those attachments too, you can also go airborne elastic wrap for ADS. You can do the same thing with the suppressors and the barrels as you can with the AK as well, but this is how I like to build out the XM4. So then we move on to what I think is the best loadout for solos. I don't play solos, but both of these guns I know fit really well into solos because their biggest weakness is ammo capacity. They both have really good time to kills compared to other ARs and LMGs for the SCAR and compared to other SMGs for the OTS-9. Like I said, their big problem is ammo. With this only having a 30-round mag, that's not really going to be good for anything other than solos or duos. You can make it work in trios and quads, but it's pretty difficult to make work. But we have the monolithic suppressor and the barrel for the best damage range and bullet velocity. We have the VLK with your T-pose optic, the 30-round mag because it is the biggest mag, and the Commando 4 grip for recoil control. And then for the OTS-9, it follows all of our other Cold War SMG blueprints where you have the GRU suppressor, the Task Force barrel, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the KGB skeletal stock, and the Spetsnaz 40 round. You can go 30 rounds since it's going to be solos. If you want to use it for duos, definitely go 40. And you can make this gun work once again in trios and quads, but it is difficult and it's going to require you to be able to run away from people or whatever else. And then once again, perks, lethal, tactical, kind of up to you. Best LMG loadout. There's some debate here because you could go with the RPD. If you don't hit any headshots, the RPD actually has a better time to kill than the Stoner, but you should be able to at least mix one headshot in there, and the Stoner has a much better time to kill. The MG82 has a lot more recoil than the Stoner. The Stoner doesn't really move, and all the Modern Warfare LMGs for me are just way too slow, both on reload, movement, ADS, swapping weapons, all of that. So typically I find the Stoner is going to be the best LMG. And it's the typical build: agency suppressor, task force barrel, field agent grip, and axe arms 3 times. But instead of having a stock, a grip, or a laser, I go with the fast mag. Since this is LMG, you're probably not going to be as aggressive with an AR, so if you want, you could drop the fast mag and not worry about the fast reload. And you could choose one of the stocks for movement, sprint to fire time. You could go with like the airborne elastic wrap for ADS speed. But because it's a LMG and you get 75 rounds anyways, I want the faster reload, which is a problem when you run an LMG. So I go with the fast mag. And then I pair that with the PPSH. The PPSH has a really good damage drop off, a really good time to kill. So because you're running with an LMG, you're less likely to be rotating with that than you are some of the other ARs. So you need a gun that can handle a little farther range as an SMG, and that's where the PPSH comes in. You could also switch out the Milano here, and even the Bullfrog, even though that has a much shorter damage drop-off. But I prefer the PPSH, and once again, it's the usual Cold War SMG build. GRU suppressor, Task Force barrel, Tiger Team Spotlight, 55-round drum, and Raider stock. You can go 71 here if you want. It doesn't hurt your ADS too much because the ADS on SMGs is so good. But I like the 55 because I just don't want to penalize myself more than I have to. And then once again, perks, lethal, tactical, kind of up to you. Now we're at the ARs, which is what I mainly run. And all the SMGs for best LMG and the AR classes, you can interchange based off of preference. These are just the ones that I prefer. And for my high skill AR, I have the new EM2. It has more recoil than most ARs in this game. And it has a slow fire rate, meaning you have to hit your shots, but it does hit like a truck. So if you control the recoil, you stay accurate with the slow fire rate, this thing will melt people, but because of the fire rate and the recoil is why I have it as my high skill AR. Agency suppressor, task force barrel, 3 times optic, 50 round mag, field agent grip. Pretty typical AR build. You can go 40 round if you're going solos or duos. Just like any of these ARs, you can go to the first mag if you're not going to be running trios and quads. But if you're running trios and quads, I really recommend the middle mag. You don't want to go fast mag because the ADS penalty is already greater than this mag. Plus, you usually don't get as many rounds. And I just paired that with the Modern Warfare MP5. Like I said, all these SMGs are interchangeable. So don't think that I'm saying, oh, this is the high skill SMG or anything about the following SMGs. But usual build, monolithic integral suppressor, Merc foregrip, 45 round mag, and collapsible stock. I prefer ADS over hipfire, so I do go with the TAC laser. But if you like hipfire, go with the 5 milliwatt laser. And there's some debate. You could get rid of the stock and go sleight of hand, especially since they nerfed it. And I can link my MP5 video down below to go more in depth over that. And then we go to the medium skill AR, where, once again, this has more recoil than most ARs in this game, but not as much as the EM2. And this thing, even with its recent nerf, still hits really hard and is still an absolute beast. And once again, it's the usual build. Agency suppressor, task force barrel, 3x optic, stand egg 55 round mag, and field agent foregrip. And then I have the Cold War MP5, which is the only Cold War SMG that doesn't follow the exact same blueprint as the others. This one has agency suppressor, Tiger Team spotlight, Raider stock, 50 round drum mag, and the bruiser grip. Here we trade out the bruiser grip for the barrel because the barrel gives us, I think it's about 10% more damage range, but that's only going to put you at like 11 meters instead of 10. So I'd rather focus on movement for this SMG. But you can go with the barrel if you want. The problem is you do lose these cleaner iron sights that are right there. Instead of the half cut, you get the full circle, and it's a little bit of a thicker circle, so it's a little more clunky of an iron sight. And then perks, lethal, tactical, up to you. And then we go with the easiest AR. I know the Krig is very popular, but it just got another nerf, and the CODBOCW has even less recoil than the Krig does. The CODBOCW is an actual laser beam. You don't have to really move your thumbstick or your mouse at all, and this thing just stays on target, especially if you're on controller with aim assist. And once again, typical build. Agency suppressor, task force barrel, 3x optic, 60 round drum, because once again, that's your middle mag, and field agent foregrip. And I definitely wouldn't recommend 45 round drum just because the damage isn't super high on this. You are going to hit like all of your shots, but I would stick with the 60 because the damage is lower unless you're running solos. Even duos, that's kind of iffy. And then I have your usual Milano build with this one. Agency suppressor, task force barrel, Tiger Team spotlight, 55 round drum mag, and Raider stock. Once again, perks, lethal, tactical, kind of up to you. And this is my best overall AR here. The Farah, it doesn't hit quite as hard as it used to in the stomach, chest, and head, but the limb damage is absolutely ridiculous on this. I've seen Iceman Isaac call it his favorite AR in the game, and I've seen a bunch of other streamers and Warzone pros praise it. So once again, we have our usual build. We have our Gru suppressor. This time it's a Spetsnaz RPK barrel, like the AK that is the last barrel, but it's the equivalent to the task force. The 3x optic, 65 round mag, and Spetsnaz grip are field agent grip equivalent. And then once again, same bullfrog build as earlier. I just threw the bullfrog in here because it is one of my favorite, if not my favorite SMG at the moment, and it belongs with an AR as well as my aggressive sniper class. And perks, lethal, tactical again. But if you found this video helpful for you, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. I'll have my MP5, my Modern Warfare MP5, and my perk video linked down below, as well as my social media, so please feel free to check those out. But I'll see you in Verdansk and on Rebirth Island. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.